Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the multiplayer podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. Like I said, the Kings of Comedy is here. Um, Usual suspects, a new face or two, but you guys, I never, everyone here doesn't need an introduction. So my man Fonzarelli, he's new. Jesse P, Garrett, my man Post Up, uh, everybody. D's here all day. K Mega. Everybody's in attendance, more or less, right? So anyway, if you guys didn't catch Sunday, was it Monday? We did BGST on Monday. Shameless, check it out. We had a very, very interesting conversation going on. My man D joined the show, and he was talking more or less about 60 frames. Should be a mandatory. And then I didn't even know that there was an issue on, not an issue, but it was a topic of conversation on K Makers and Xbox podcast about 60 frames per second, and 30 frames per second. You know what I mean? So anyway, so just give you guys a back premise. Unless to stop me if I don't put any words in anyone's mouth. I think D is more or less saying 60 should be a mandatory in console gamers, or especially Xbox. I guess Xbox guys should put their foot down or whatever and demand 60 frames if the console can do it. If I'm not mistaken, K Makers more or less saying this like opening Pandora's box.
That's more Xbox thing. I'm just saying let the developers do their work. Let them do their magic.
Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit my black ass down. I got me a cup of coffee, and I'm gonna let you guys present your case to the audience. Wait, before we start, we're still filling up. So listen, I'm gonna let the room fill up a little bit more. I'm gonna go down the line for to kill a few minutes. Let everybody introduce themselves, what they're doing, what they're into. What's your sexual preference? Like now, are you praying to the mini face God? What's going on? Going down from left to right. Let everybody where you're from, what you're doing. MVP, talk to me.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy MVP. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm still the Xbox king. Don't get it twisted. Just because you see me enjoying my Nintendo Switch, I'm still the Xbox king. You get me? I just like games, unlike the rest of these niggas on the panel. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, MVP magazine. That's the channel. Go check me out. I haven't been dropping that much content lately because I've been busy in the studio. But give me 2 minutes.
On that Switch been having them not dropping no videos because Nintendo's is allowing that on their network. But all right. Somebody new. Then check out this channel. Send me a couple of them. I'm a fan of your work. My man, Fonzie, really tell the people about yourself. Where can they find you? What you get into?
Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube at Everything According to Me, and I like doggy style, by the way.
Yeah.
You must know. Other than that, I've been playing some backwards compatibility, Dead Space. That game is fire. If anybody says backwards compat sucks, they're just either jealous or they're being ignorant.
Okay. All right. Well, so you how long have you been a part of the YouTube gaming community?
About a year.
About a year. Okay. All right. My man, King's Blood Gaming. What's going on? What's going on with you, brother?
What's going on, y'all? It's your guy Garrett from King's Blood Gaming, just doing my thing, knocking these videos out, posting that good content, crushing Crush Z on that good old Killer Instinct earlier, but I took an L in Tekken, but it is what it is.
Take an L and taking it the away.
Take an L and smile with it.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, my man Jesse P, what's going on? Talk to people. You there, Jesse?
Yeah, what's up, YouTube? How you doing? Jesse P from Broadband Bullies, rocking out with Z. My man Dave. I'm I guess the in-house pony, but I dabble with that Xbox. I got love for all games. Anybody want to come and catch those hands in Injustice? Just let me know.
Ooh. That was your claim to fame is Injustice. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have a channel or anything though, right?
No, but I'm gonna be working on it. I'm gonna get that up and going too. I'm just taking care of a few things. This is my family.
This Jesse from Bang Bang.
The troublemaker, the pony troublemaker.
I changed the David's boy. Shout out for him, David. I forgot his name. Sorry for that. Made me the new my new picture. Really appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Great work. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Going down the line. Who else we got here next? My man Kareem, aka Post Up. Talk to the people. What's going on?
What's good, YouTube? You already know what it is. It's your boy Post Up with the close up. better known as 100K.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the studio mixing, mastering, got a new single and a new video dropping soon. Also got an album out on iTunes called Flyer Than I Used to Be. Let's get it.
Oh, so you like a gangster gospel rapper, right? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. My man, 1 minute challenge. Okay, playing the saxophone and the flute. My man was always the combative K Mega 405. Talk to me. What's going on, K Mega?
What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? As you know, K Mega 405 is in the house. One of the few people that still remains on multiplayer, and show love and respect. The guy that has the GRG podcast and do things on BGST.
Fire.
And also on my homeboy Xbox 448 channel, we got the next podcast.
What's he at? Is he around?
Man, he's got Snap's got him got a knife to his throat, man. He can't do too much, man, during the week.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, listen. I'll make sure I kick his back in the way I do. Not a problem. Right? I'm a piece of shit. Did everybody get a chance? Oh, my man, All Day. What's going on, All Day?
What's happening? Fresh off a beach cruiser with the Chuck Taylor zone, stomping out these fanboys. I did earn the moniker of the K Mega Slayer.
Man.
Talk to him.
And let's get it in.
All right, my man D.
Well, hold on.
Wait, there you go.
No, I just want to say this. I mean, you know what? All Day can say that he could be the K Mega Slayer, but All Day won the record for getting 1,600 L's in one podcast. So let's go ahead.
Wow.
What did I miss?
Hey, you know what's crazy, K Mega? The craziest thing is, bro, 1,600 L's, but you could take that in a matter of 5 minutes of every day.
I don't know. That sounds kind of personal. Good God, boy.
Good God, hey, all right, my man, D. AKA, well, I'm not gonna call you Lee. I'm gonna call you
AKA Tony Stark.
My man, D. Tech guy, talk to us, man. Where you from, man? Talk to us, man.
What's up? This is D. Batch. I'm from Toronto. I'm the tech guy. Last week, I've been building a whole shitload of computers. I decided to start fucking mining Ether.
All right, let me ask you a question. This is a serious question. Someone asked me this, and I think you better. How did you, quote unquote, stumble upon this this gaming community? Like, what made you get into it, or what made you start? Well, talk to me.
What are you talking about, like Xbox or?
Well, no. I'm talking about the YouTube, the gaming community here.
In the beginning when Xbox was launched, it was lackluster, and to be an Xbox fan, it was kind of shitty. So there wasn't a lot of places where you could go and like talk about Xbox stuff and get like a positive reaction. So I kind of started going to like the Mr. X blog because it was like a safe haven for Xbox guys. But then shit just started getting really crazy in there, right? And they put me on like your channel and Crap's channel. I said, oh shit, there's guys out there that are pro Xbox in with the wake of this disastrous launch. And then I just started watching you guys, and then I got more involved with the community like that. And then one day you had this thing, you said, you know what, I'm going to try a few people from the comment section. And I was luckily chosen by you, and the rest is...
You were lucky. Talk that shit. Stroke my ego. Yeah, my man. Yeah. He was chosen. He was lucky enough to be chosen by Next Gen 720. Man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, my man. But anyway, how many people are we having a line? Let me go to the actual chat right now. We should have a very intro. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Shout out my man Def Jam Bam. Shout out to everybody inside the chat. I'm here now. I can see what's in the chat. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. We're going to have a very interesting show today. Now, who wants to go first? Now, first of all, just in case people didn't see the multiplayer pod, BGST Monday. You start off. Tell me what's going on. And I know you got on the 60 frame. You were talking about the hardware. So the floor is yours. Talk to me.
Well, K Mega seems to think that 30 frames per second is okay, and that the developers have to do a lot of work to get it, and just leave them be to do what they got to do. When I think that's just nonsense. And I think just K Mega, just to be frank, I think just K Mega showing up to even try to debate it, he already has the L.
Damn.
Yeah, automatic, bro. Automatic.
Instant L. Instant.
Listen, okay, before my man can make it takes his L and go to the upper room, explain, I told you about the heart and why the console is capable in your opinion, and you're coming from, a PC background, and how 60 frames, you were saying that 60 frames have been mandatory on PC. Like, tell us, go into that, because a lot of people don't know.
Well, 60 frames per second has been like on PC forever, and like people think, oh, okay, the fucking Jaguar CPU is shitty. You can't do 60 frames per second. Listen, it's a fucking 8-core CPU. And you know what? If you take a RX 480, which the Xbox One has a better version, like a more modified version, and it is a higher card than that. But whatever. If you take an RX 480 with a mediocre CPU, you'll get 1080p 60 frames per second. So this argument that it can't do it is fucking bullshit. It can do it. They have enough headroom. Now they're concentrating on 4K 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, and kind of like leaving it there. And I think that's a mistake. I think they should give us options. You should have like a 1400p upscale. Actually, to be honest with you, I think the GPU is beefy enough in it to actually maybe do from like 1800p and upscale up to like 4K if they want to get like 60 frames per second or whatever, or do a 1080p 60 frames per second ultra option, because there's still going to be some people out there that have a 1080p TV that are getting the Scorpio, because gamers are gamers and they want the latest shit, right? And when they know that this system will downscale to their TV and they'll get to see a crisper image, and forget about the crisper image, just the fact that it's going to have ultra textures, by default it's just going to look better than the other Xboxes that are on the market right now. And I just don't know how K-Mega can argue this as being an option or as it being a bad thing, or like Xbox was saying, it's going to open up Pandora's box and they're going to want 120 frames per second and they're going to want to turn the shadows down and put ambient occlusion to 0.3 levels and like whatever. Like, nobody's saying that. Console gaming is always going to be simplistic, but having a simple toggle that says 1080p 1880 or 1880p upscaled native 4K is not a hard thing to do. We have this in our games now. We have some HDR toggles that we can toggle off and on and different settings. There have been some actual games this year. I can't remember all of them at the top of my head, unfortunately, but they've had some PC-like settings where you've been able to like change it. It's like, oh shit, that's
yeah, but here's the thing. The narrative that Microsoft has been pushing is that this thing's going to be powerful enough to beast any game native 4K 60 frames per second, and that's not what we're getting. I think that's the whole problem at this shit.
I disagree with that. They never said that. They never said any game. They never said any game, bro.
The first thing they said was fully uncompromised frame rate.
The console can do it.
Shit like that. That's what my man said.
The console can do it though. They said we're going to give you a 4K capable machine. Now, how developers choose to use that is on them.
And they backtracked and stuff, only their first party exclusives will use it.
Well, I'll say this: the Xbox games that they've shown thus far, they've been 4K, and Forza Horizon 3 is getting a native 4K patch. Some people may laugh at Lucky's Tale and say, "Oh, Lucky Tale," but it's not a demanding game. So what if it's 4K 60 frames per second? First of all, they got that game at 4K 60 frames per second for having the dev kit like just a little over a week, number one. And like I said in my video today,
unoptimized too.
Crash Bandicoot, the remaster is not 4K 60 frames per second on the PS4 Pro. So wrap your head around that.
Well, PS4 Pro has actually good games in native 4K, like Wipeout Collection. That's actually impressive. Now, I'm not saying the Scorpio could have run that. I'm not saying the Scorpio could have run that.
Wipeout Collection? Wait, you talking about the
serious?
Hold on, let me finish my point.
But it's a remake.
Let me finish my point. I'm not saying that the Xbox One X couldn't run that in 4K. It could run that in native 4K with probably higher textures and shit. But here's the point, yeah? Microsoft don't have those fucking games to be able to do that. And that's what
man.
Wipeout is only 4K with motion.
Let me just see this right here. Did you see Forza Horizon 7? It wipes Wipeout.
It looked fucking excellent. But here's
Wipeout is only 4K with motion blur.
Games.
How many of those are we gonna have a year, B? That's my thing. I'm about the games, B. I go where the games are.
Wipeout is only 4K with motion blur turned off. With motion blur on, it's checkerboard.
Okay, let's say this.
Here's the thing. You're talking about there's a problem.
MVP, hold on 1 second. Hold that thought. Don't hold that thought. I want to listen because we all gonna hop in this, and I want you to bring you piece of shit MVP. But I want King to answer or to give his point before we gonna want them to see who's gonna get this L, and then we all can come in with our shit. I'm an instigate. So
Hey, Mega gets the L.
The L has already been given.
Okay,
all right. Let's can I start now?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can.
Okay, all right. So as I said, it's time to go to church.
Oh boy.
All right. Wow. I've been waiting for this all motherfucking week.
Yeah, Mega.
He's been waiting to get
my boy D-Batch, the deplorable, the despicable.
Yeah.
Let's break this point down for everybody, the multiplayer family, the congregation.
Well,
to go ask for the offering because I'm going to talk about just facts. Okay, aren't we 4K ambassadors? Aren't we people that bought 4K televisions? Aren't we? Okay. So now since we bought 4K televisions, you mean to tell me that we have to expect less just because of frames per second? We gotta get 1800. We gotta go down to 1440 motherfucking P. But then I want 4K. I want the native. I want that masterpiece. I want that pretty ass bitch. Just like everybody else want. I mean, don't we want that trophy wife? Don't we want that dime piece?
Amen.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Take them to the bridge.
Or do we do? Let me see.
He's doing all this to take an L. That's crazy.
No. Hold on. Hold on.
I'm about to start preaching soon.
Listen to what I'm saying.
And there will be prophets and
why everybody interrupted me, but they didn't interrupt D.
Give my man can
I get my point? Okay. Let's check it out.
Wow.
Okay, so we all know that even on the PC, we got games like Star Citizen that's going to be coming out. That's going to be like 4K 30. There are bigger games that's out there on the PC that can't hit 60 frames per second with the hardware that they got to get. And if they can, it's just like I asked D on BGST, how much would it cost? We're talking about a mid-gen system that's $500. The devs said themselves that for consoles, they target these frames per second so they can get more for what we ask for. Look, when you go to your homeboy's house, or if you got a friend you want to show a game to, are you going to just give them the controller and you're going to tell them, hey, these frames per second feels nice, man? Or are you going to wow them with pure native 4K? He's not going to give a rat's ass. He or she is not going to give a rat's ass about how that game feels because of the main factor right here is that because the system itself is going to make everything enhanced. That's the thing that D is not understanding.
Are you understanding what you're saying right now, bro?
Okay, can I keep getting interrupted?
No, let that man go. Let him go. Let him take the floor.
Let him speak.
Okay, so now when we break up this point about from developers, from people that I know, from developers of what they've written and everything else, right? You know what I'm saying? They're over here saying, okay, so you think that you can go ahead and do double the frames with lowering the resolution? It just doesn't work that way. What you have to do is like with the Frostbite engine. They have to target this. They got to target a certain frame rate for whatever games that they're going to put the Frostbite engine in, and then they can get the things that we ask for: more particle effects, more shading, more enemies on the field, better AI. You got to give up something in order to give something. And from my understanding is that the 60 frames per second is not that big of a difference when it comes down. It is on the PC, but when it comes to console space, when you look at it, when we got the Elite controllers, we could get different type of controllers, enhanced controllers.
Okay.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? When we get these different type of controllers, it also gives the enhancer. Just look at what we get from backwards compatible games. We also, those games run better, and we don't have any settings differential or anything like that. The games just run better, and you know that's a fact because the hardware is better. So just believe when we start putting our older games in there, they will play better automatically. To ask for, well, we need these options. Just let the developers do their work, and I guarantee you, we're already seeing games come 4K 60. The main thing games that we look for is for fighters, drivers, sports games. Yeah, and shooters. Those games, if they can stay 60 frames per second, then those are fine. But for open world games that's popular as hell, like Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona, that's 30 frames per second. Final Fantasy 15, that's 30 frames per second. Nobody's not bitching about that. People want plug and play. They don't want to go in there and start tampering with shit except for the hardcore. People just want to play their fucking games. And they want to see them. They want to see the beauty in these games instead of fucking around and trying to get shit angled so it can feel a little bit better. It's minute. It's let the developers do their thing.
Is everybody face palming right now?
Oh my god. Okay. I don't even know where.
You want to answer?
I don't even know where to begin. First of all,
hold on. Can we all say? Can we all bless the congregation before D go? Because I hear some more church coming.
I think my man Mega brought some valid points though, bro.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him a little bit on certain points.
For the ill-informed, not a true gamer, yeah, sure. Anyways.
In the beginning, K-Mega made some points. When he started talking about how,
in all honesty, nobody's trying to take the native 4K away. So I don't know where you're going with all of that. People want an option.
That's what the people are bitching about right now.
So they would have a normal 4K 30 frames per second mode if that's all that they can achieve on that hardware, which is fine. You'd have that option. K-Mega, he can not care about frames per second and just want to see 4K 30. That's fine. You have that option. But myself, if I choose, you know what, I want to play with 60 frames per second. I want that extra fluidity. I want that extra input. You know, I just want it to look more crisp. Then I have the choice. Now, as far as letting developers do their work, there's no fucking work for them to do.
But that's not true. See,
can I talk? I let you talk for like 10 minutes, bro. I let you talk for like 10 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, these developers don't got to do shit. These games that are being developed on an Xbox One X are all UWP fucking games. So it scales right away to all the hardware. Number two, you're not paying attention. The dev kits are extra powerful, so they can scale it up high and then bring it down low. So it's not a lot of work for them to do it. But because uninformed gamers like yourself are like, whoa, 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second, this is not really a big deal. There's so many 30 frames per second games on console, so like, who cares? Like, come on.
There's plenty of 30 frames per second.
Bro, all these games can run at 60 frames per second.
There's plenty of 30
let that man talk, bro. Let that man talk, bro.
You hold this L for being uninformed.
That's not me being uninformed.
You're talking facts.
We're talking to the masses and spewing this fucking bullshit. I didn't want to give you this work. I told you just to forfeit. But in all honesty, you lose. You have an infinity L just for saying that 30 frames per second is better than 60 frames per second.
I never said 30 frames per second was better.
What are you arguing then? What are you arguing?
I'm arguing. You talked. Can I talk now? Can I
talk for 10 minutes?
Okay. Well, you can say what you want to, but this is the thing. Shit. There's plenty of people out there. See, there you go. There you go. You like to overtalk.
Hey, we ain't doing this ignorance tonight. We ain't doing this ignorance tonight. Hey, D, let K-Mega go, bro.
You want to try to overtalk me? I will shut your motherfucking ass down if you keep on trying to overtalk me. I gave you your chance.
You're talking nonsense, bro.
So, I'm talking facts. Look, this is the
man talking no facts.
I am talking facts. Listen, when it comes to, you're talking from a PC standpoint.
Yo, I have a console, bro. I have all consoles.
Goddamn. Okay, look, let me finish. You're talking from a PC. You're talking from a PC standpoint, just like Dealer and others out there that's talking from a C. Look, the difference between a PC and what a console can do, the console has some advantages, and that is because those games from a console can, when the developers mess and tamper with it, they can enhance graphics, they can make games play better. I mean, let's go back to the 360 or just any console from the history of time. In the later bits of those consoles, those games play better. They seem better because they are familiar with that with the dev kits or whatever that they got. So the difference is that with PC, in other ways for you to get anything better or enhanced, you have to go buy it yourself, and that right there is
My dude, you can buy a $200 card. You can
Oh
buy.
my God! Let me finish what I'm saying. My point.
Point's nonsense, though. You're talking
But
shit.
you keep saying my point's nonsense.
No, him, AB, look at man, AB, look at man, respect the man.
The majority of the
nigga saying, man, I feel though.
The majority of
I don't get it.
Okay, let me tell you this. Okay, hold on. I'll let you talk after this.
Let you talk. You ain't telling me shit.
Okay, man, I'll let you talk right after this.
Get his shit off, bro.
Don't give a fuck about frames per second. They care about graphics. They care about.
Let me say this.
Why the PlayStation 4 came and won the fucking generation because of the fucking graphics. It was
gamers
1080p against 720p. It wasn't 30 frames against 60 frames. God damn it, you know that. Why the fuck are you over here trying? You're the one that's bugging. You come up here with bullshit acting like you got this intellect about, but you ain't no goddamn developer. You can make computers all you want to. You can make. I can call me names all you want to, bro.
Oh shit.
Okay, now it's getting good.
I'm not. Look, bro, I ain't gonna call you no names.
Do some research. UWP probably don't gotta do shit, bro.
Making fucking PCs in the back of a garage.
Hold up, hardware. It detects the hardware automatically.
Hold up, AD.
And a developer will tell you. They will tell you, look, for doing consoles, we want a target. They probably made games at 90 frames per second, but then said that we want to add this element, that element. And then later on down the line, that's why you got games.
The only reason a developer makes a game 30 frames per second is because of the lack of power.
That's not true. Why is there games on the PC that
my game is just better suited at 30 frames per second?
Star Citizen, one of the most popular games is going to be out there. It's going to be 30 frames per second 4K.
You know why? Because it's crippling.
But you said
it's crippling. It's crippling. Do you know how much? You know what kind of rig you need to run Star Citizen?
You can buy anything you want to. Look, you're talking about a mid-gen system that's only $500.
If you have
got the capacity to give you native 4K and give you better visuals than most people have on their fucking PCs, and you're trying to downplay it because of frames per second. Look,
who's trying to downplay it? I'm trying to open up gamers' eyes that are ignorant like you. To let you know, hey, 60 frames per second is better than 30 frames per second. And guess what? The Xbox One X can do it. So you know what? You should have the option to do that if that's what you want to do, because you're not going to lose that 4K 30 frames per second option. It's still going to be there. So why are you arguing the fact of it?
I'm arguing the fact of, like, look, if we bought, I bought me a 4K television, not because I want to watch TV on a motherfucker, because I want a game on it. And I don't want, even with the checkerboarding shit with it, even with the checkerboarding, if you can get your games to get native 4K or get to 4K even through the checkerboarding, that's a benefit. That's what we want. That's what we get. That's why the gamers are out here going to get the
I don't get it. I don't get it. You downplay. You downplay a 1080p 60 frame option, but yet Microsoft put super sampling. Look, I'm just saying though, you're going against gamers having that option. Yet Microsoft put super sampling on there for 1080p TVs.
Developers make the decision. They know what they're doing with the box. Look, if they could make all games 60 frames per second, 4K, I'm all with that. But the fact of it is that there's developers that still new to these kits. There's some developers that haven't even got the kits to the X yet. And we're already bitching. And the system is not even out yet. It's not about making what MVP was saying. They don't got the games. They don't got this. They can't do this. They can't. None of these games or nothing of these shit is out. You know what I'm saying? You guys are ridiculous on that shit.
A lot of gamers out there are under the impression that resolution helps a lot with graphical fidelity. Okay,
and it doesn't.
A lot of gamers, and I have to ask D this question because this is very important. Now, listen, guys. D, when you get a game that is 1440p with the ultra settings, all the bells and whistles at 60 frames, and you have that same game run at 4K native at 30 frames, what's going to look better?
The 1440p game is going to look better.
Exactly. People need to realize that.
Okay, but you know, hold on.
It's only provide a cleaner image.
There's another element to this that D or Fonzarelli or anybody that's on this whole thing of like 60 frames or bust is that
60 frames of death, nigga.
Okay, that's fine. 60 frames, and the shit is unstable, and that's what you get them drops. That's where you get those tears and everything else. Because if you're asking for more particle effects,
Now,
then y'all can jump in. Let me make this last point. Let me make this last point. Y'all can jump in. Okay. The one thing about this is that I think while it could be laziness, it could be whatever the reason, or maybe the systems didn't have the power or whatever. But we know that the X got the power.
Yes.
If they are going and if they're putting in 30 frames per second, maybe it's because they want to have a stable frame rate starting with these new games right now, and then once because they want to show their work, they want to show their art, their craft. And then later on, like I said, that's when you get the games with the definitive edition. That's why they're going back and they're adding these 4K assets and things like that to the games like The Witcher and Gears and shit like that. But you want your games to stay stable. The one thing that sucks more than anything, it can have the highest frame rate possible, but if that shit is stuttering or going down and it's not stable, that ruins the game worse than you begging saying that 30 frames per second.
I agree with you, but you are just contradicting yourself.
How am I contradicting myself? I'm saying that
you say that
stable frame rates is more important.
That the X is powerful enough and capable enough, yet you're saying that you sound to me like you're not really standing behind that statement, because if
I said if the devs
wouldn't be
any just now starting to work with this
there wouldn't be any
hardware.
Can I say something?
Do you realize that these devs got their games running up on the Xbox One X in a week? Some guys 2 days, some guys
2 hours.
Yeah, I know that. They're saying that.
Lucky running at 4K 60 frames per second, bro. They're not gonna have a hard time to wrap their head around this because it's fucking x86. They've been doing this their whole life. It's the fucking same PC architecture, bro. What are you talking about? And one more thing, and I'll let you say it. And as far as the hardware, the equivalent hardware on a PC can do 1080p 60, can do 1440p 60, can do 4K 30.
Okay, I want to interject here. If the X1X is a 4K capable machine, then it can do 1080p 60 frames without a doubt. I agree with D of, we're not saying that every game should run at 4K 60 frames per second. Most developers will make the best choice depending on the capability of the engine and what type of game they're building in regards to frame rate. But I do agree with D with that. Console gamers should at least experience 60 frames per second. Whether that comes via the option, hold on. Whether that comes via the option, allow that. I mean, we pride MS Microsoft all the time on the options they give us: backward compatibility, external hard drives, Xbox Live. The same way we pride them on the options that they give us there, we should want that in game. And when the PS4 Pro came out, the first thing Sony fans were saying, hey, we want these. Let us do 1080p 60 frames. Let us do 4K 30. What did the Tomb Raider developers did? They gave those gamers those options. And since then, every gamer want every developer in the industry to follow what Tomb Raider did on the PS4 Pro. It's nothing wrong with having options, and developers can't do it. They can't do it, and it don't cost that much.
NBA 2K, Madden, you know what I'm saying?
Horizon do it too.
Battlefield 1, all these games are 60 frames per second. That's why I'm not understanding. Gamers already have access to this. The one thing that what y'all bitching about is the big open world games like Grand Theft Auto or The Witcher 3. And if gamers want one end saying that they want all these particle effects, they want all of this, and I'll just take 1080p 60, then what the hell is the point of buying a 4K television?
I don't remember anybody asking for more.
You still get the same fucking graphics.
You don't get the same. Look, you do not get the same goddamn graphics. Look, you can look at a monitor and you can get a better look at things through a monitor than you do from most televisions. But if you
a monitor and a television will look the same. The only thing different is the refresh rate. What are you talking about?
The TV doesn't have nothing to do with it. The console super simple on the hardware level. So whether it's 4K or 1080p,
so now when you're going to get like that. When you're talking like that, you lost some people because they're like, I just want to put the goddamn game in because it's supposed to be 4K, and I don't want to fuck with no settings. I just want to play.
It's just going to take that 4K image and super assemble it down to a 1080p TV and still maintain all the bells and whistles that the 4K version have.
And it works
at a hardware level. And they getting 16x AF. And they getting VSync.
And it works the other way around too. If they were to upscale it from 1440p or 1800p to 4K, it would look excellent too at 60 frames per second.
The hardware doing most of the work already.
Hey, Poster, let me say this right quick. If you're buying an Xbox One X, it should be options like that. Like, it's only for a certain type of gamer, for us hardcore people. You're not looking for the people who want it to be easy and shit like that. This is not the Xbox One S.
It's a console.
This console is for the hardcore. We should be able to change the options.
The Xbox One X just ain't for UK Mega. Hold that.
I don't know.
I'm getting it, and I'll be playing it more than you will.
Oh shit!
I know that. I know that. I mean, you'll be too busy doing some tinky winky shit.
Tinky.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You taking it too personal because you don't like my opinion. Tough shit.
I'm trying to.
I don't care, D. You know,
I'm trying to inform you. You're so uninformed. I don't give
a fuck about your informing. If I don't feel like you're right, I just don't.
You're a gamer on a gamer channel. You're a gamer on a gamer channel saying a developer will choose 30 frames per second, and you want me to have credibility for you? Are you serious, bro?
They tell me differently. They tell me differently.
What they tell you?
Those developers, they must fucking develop in the fucking hood or something, man.
What they tell you?
They're fucking selling fucking 30-cent games or something.
Let me ask you a question.
Are you a developer in the world is going to choose 30 frames per second?
Are you a dev, D? Yes or no?
I talked to many of them.
Are you a goddamn dev? Yes or no?
Are you, motherfucker?
No, but I talk to him and I listen to him and I don't just sit there and just come out and just say.
I'm saying what they say.
You know what?
I just told you what they told me.
The real people watching right now and listening right now know you're a fucking idiot. That's all I got.
Because there's no way in hell recent developers saying
you take things personal. Your pussy hurt, punk. That's your problem.
I just hate
you got too goddamn emotional.
I just don't like stupid people.
Me having my opinion.
I don't like stupid people. I'm too intelligent. You ain't on the level.
You want me to?
If you think for a second that a developer wouldn't want PC performance in the console to run their games at maximum settings, you're crazy.
Okay, that's fine. That's look. You guys know me. I'm not swaying from shit. When somebody tells me something that has more expertise,
you wrong.
When they have more expertise, you don't have the expertise, D. You may know about some things, but
no
you're not a developer. If a developer
30 frames over 60, no developer with the choice
that says this, and if developers are doing this, then obviously there's a reason behind it.
Power, hardware, engine.
Okay, well, if we're saying that the Xbox, then it comes down back to the same question that a lot of the haters of the X are saying. Then is the system not capable? And everybody says the system is exactly
4K 60 frames per second.
There's a reason.
It's not, and a high-end PC card doesn't get 4K 60 frames per second on every fucking game either. We know this, so nobody's expecting this console to do 4K 60 frames per second every game. But we know it is capable of doing 4K 60 frames per second on some games. And because of the hardware, those of us that know hardware, we know because of the hardware that's in place, it can also do 1440.
Okay, you may know the hardware. Nobody's saying that you develop PC. I mean, you build PCs. You know the hardware. I built my PC. But you have more knowledge than me in that department. But you're not a developer. I went to the sources myself and asked them, and they tell me.
I'm gonna keep it simple.
You know what? They can't. But some of these guys cannot just come out and just come out.
I can keep it simple for you.
Hey, you're right.
I program Android box.
People that's you know what I'm saying. Look, I already knew when I came on the show that I was going to have the majority to think that I'm wrong on this.
You are wrong.
The fact that okay, well, you can say whatever you want to, but you know what? But tough shit, D, because you know what? The developers are not going to change. They're going to do it. So you know, so who's going to get the last laugh on it?
You don't know what you're talking about. But let me say that.
Hey, let's
the devs are the ones.
I program. Hold on a second. I program Android boxes.
Regardless, you're still going to buy the games regardless.
Okay,
that's a fact.
Okay, Kim, let me talk. I program Android boxes. Okay, now there's an easy way of doing it, and there's a hard
do the Cody too. You ain't slick shake. Stop.
And there's a hard way of doing it. There's certain add-ons. There's certain add-ons that other people don't know, or they don't know how to configure it, or they just don't know certain shit. So you can do like shit a basic, easy way. Then you have the customer that comes in and says, no. I know it can do this. I know it can do that. I know this add-on, that add-on. Give me the works. And then you do the extra work for that customer. Now, these developers, if they feel the customer doesn't care about it, then they're not gonna put their focus on it. Be like, fuck console players. They don't care. They play 30 frames per second, so they don't give a shit. So then they're not going to do anything about it. But if gamers say, listen, man, the hardware can do it, so why don't you just hit that fucking check mark in the UWP app and enable it? It's not a hard thing to do. I don't understand why you're fighting against options. I don't understand.
I am not fighting options. Damn it! This is the problem. Maybe you got your braids
every engine is
tight.
Every engine is designed. Listen, let me educate you. Every engine is designed.
You said let you talk. Look,
every engine is designed for 60 frames per second. When an engine is not 60 frames per second, there's a bottleneck why it's not. Not because the developer said, I want the cinematic experience. I'm going to go with 30 frames per second.
Nobody don't need to have fucking options. I never said that. I never said that it's wrong to have 4K 60 frames per second. But from the understanding of what the developers are telling me is that, look, this is what the people want right now. Resolution, you can say whatever you want to. We've been arguing this from the damn very beginning, is that damn resolution shouldn't matter that damn much. But you know what? It propelled the PlayStation 4 to be one of the to be the behemoth that it fucking is. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because of frame rates, like I said earlier. Also, when you keep on bringing up this shit about, well, they can't do this, they can't. Look, these people are skilled. They get paid for what they do. And there's people that teach them what they do, probably way more better than how you get taught, because you keep on trying to tell people that have the experience, that make these goddamn games, that they don't know what they're doing. That's not the case. They just probably want to learn the hardware and then give you something, you know, and then later give you something now, and then later on give you the options later.
So what are you arguing? So now you're changing your stats. You're saying that the 60 frames should be there, but give them time. Is that what you're saying now? Are you flip flopping?
What?
What are you saying? What are you saying? You're saying the devs just need more time to get 60 frames per second? You're okay with that option? Just give them time? What are you saying, bro?
I'm saying the devs are doing what they're going to do what they're going to want to do anyway. We can bitch and moan about it all they want to, but it's not going to change. You could go to Phil Spencer. You could go to everybody.
You come with this bullshit that Star Citizen is going to be 30 frames per second.
It's up
on an average rate. It's going to be 30.
Make the decision. Look, everybody's pissed off about Destiny. There shouldn't be no reason why a shooter should be 30 frames per second.